Imagine staring death right in the face, going through unimaginable pain, and then, well, coming out the other side, completely changed, saying you'll never have another bad day. That's the incredible journey we're diving into today.
We're looking at the actor Jeremy Renner, specifically that near-fatal snowplow accident he had. But maybe more importantly, how it just radically shifted everything for him, his perspective, priorities, his whole sense of purpose.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we've got some really revealing interviews with Renner himself.
Yeah, we're drawing from pieces like how being crushed by a 14,000-pound snowplow made Jeremy Renner a nicer person. And another one, Jeremy Renner opens up about injuries after snowplow accident. Both came out July 12, 2025.
Right, and there's also that really fascinating conversation he had on the Joe Rogan Experience, number 2312. Lots to unpack there.
Definitely.
So our mission really is not just to go over the harrowing details of the accident itself, but to pull out those insights. How can something so dramatic actually forge resilience?
And redefine happiness, yeah. Ignite a whole new mission in life.
You'll hear how he felt it stripped away all the meaningless bullshit, as he put it.
Yeah, and opened him up, made him feel more connected, more grateful. It's quite a transformation.
Okay, so let's get into it. Where and when did this all happen?
So it was New Year's Day, 2023. He was at his place near Reno, Nevada, Camp Renner, he calls it. It's pretty high up, about 7,300 feet.
High elevation, wow.
Yeah, and they were in the middle of what he called a snowageddon. Just completely snowed in, no cell service, no internet, properly cut off.
And the machine involved. This wasn't just any snowplow, was it?
No, definitely not. It was his own 14,000-pound snowplow. That's, about 6,350 kilos. He was using it to clear this half-mile-long driveway, which was icy after days of being snowed in.
Can you paint a picture of this machine? He had some colorful descriptions for it.
He really did. He called it tank-like, an industrial snow remover, something out of Star Wars. Apparently, it has 76 blades. I mean, it's a beast.
Yeah, 76 blades. Okay. And the accident itself happened because of a heroic act, essentially.
That's right. It started when he hopped out of the snowcat, that's the machine, just for a moment to talk to his nephew, Alex, who's 27.
Okay.
And he forgot to set the brake. Critical mistake. The machine, this massive thing, starts sliding right towards Alex.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and Alex was kind of trapped between the snowcat and a pickup truck, so Renner's reaction was just immediate, pure instinct.
What did he do?
He leaped across these 3-foot-wide metal tracks, trying to get to the stop button in the cab. He even yelled, "Not today, motherfucker!"
Wow.
He said later he'd do it again in 2 seconds to save his nephew. Just no hesitation.
So he makes this incredibly brave, selfless move. But he didn't quite make it into the cab, did he?
No, he missed it. He got sort of catapulted onto the ice, and then the machine ran over him.
Just awful. What did he say it felt like? What were the immediate injuries?
He described hearing these terrible crunching sounds. I mean, 14,000 pounds of steel grinding over his body. The list of injuries is just staggering.
Yeah.
38 broken bones, 6 ribs broken in 14 places, his lower pelvis broken in 3 places, broken ankles, left tibia, left wrist fractured, 3 broken toes, eye socket, jaw, mandible.
My God.
Plus a major head laceration, a collapsed lung, and his liver was actually pierced by one of those broken ribs.
Unbelievable.
He said he felt every single one of the 6 undulations of the wheels going over him. He heard a ringing in the ears, saw a sting of bright white when his orbital bone broke.
And his eye? Wasn't there something about his eye?
Yes, he said his left eyeball violently burst out of my skull, his words. But somehow, incredibly, he could still see out of it.
That's just, it's almost impossible to imagine.
And somehow his spine and most of his major organs were spared, which is a miracle in itself.
And in the middle of all that physical trauma, he described something else, didn't he? Something almost transcendent.
He did. He feels he actually died momentarily. Maybe just for, 30 seconds, perhaps a minute.
What was that like for him?
He described it as a feeling of collective divinity, a beautiful, powerful peace, the most exhilarating peace, he called it. Everything just stopped, and it all made perfect sense.
Even though he says he's not religious.
Right, he makes that clear. But the experience itself was profoundly definitive for him. It really marked him.
It's incredible he survived even the initial impact. What kept him alive right there on the snow?
A few absolutely crucial things happened. First, his neighbors, Rich Kovach and Barb Fletcher, people he'd never even met before they rushed over and stayed with him, helped keep him alive until help arrived.
Wow, neighbors he didn't know.
Yeah. Then his nephew, Alex, amid all that horror, had the presence of mind to hold up Renner's smashed arm
What?
to stop it from flopping down onto his crushed ribs and the punctured lung. Just amazing thinking under pressure.
Incredible.
Then a paramedic arrived and managed to pierce his chest cavity, which helped him breathe. And Renner himself actually credits a LeMay's breathing technique.
LeMay's, like for childbirth.
Exactly. He learned it when he was 12, apparently. He used it there in extremis with this bizarre mantra, hookers, whores, and hamburgers, just to force air into his one good lung.
Whatever works, I guess.
Right. And then there was sheer luck, too. Being relatively close to a hospital in Reno that had a specialist in crushing injuries, the mayor actually called this doctor back from vacation to help.
Just a chain of fortunate events and quick thinking. So he survives the unsurvivable, essentially. Then comes the recovery.
A long road, yeah.
And despite doctors thinking he might walk with a limp, maybe need a cane, he was only in the hospital for 12 days.
12 days. It's astonishing. And now he moves without a limp. He puts it down to sheer willpower, mostly, but also hints at some otherworldly elements helping him.
The physical rebuild must have been immense. What did that involve?
Oh, huge. He says his body now contains 20% titanium. There's a rod running the entire length of his left leg, knee to ankle.
20%.
Yeah. He still gets discomfort from scar tissue. And his mouth, he says, is still complete chaos. Because his jaw was broken in 3 places, he feels like his teeth might break when he bites down hard.
And there was one part of the recovery he described as being even worse than the original accident.
Yes, that's right. He talked about having screws removed from his skull and jaw.
Okay.
Apparently, the doctor used a tool that Renner joked looked like it was from Home Depot. He described the squeaking sounds as they came out.
Okay.
And these haunting images of his gums kind of wrapping around the screw as it was pulled. He flat out said that was worse than getting run over by the snowcat.
That puts it into perspective, doesn't it? So the recovery wasn't just grit. He used some advanced methods, too.
Absolutely. It became his full-time job, like 20/47 at first, then 12 hours a day, eventually down to about 4 hours by the end of that first year.
What kind of things was he doing?
His philosophy was say no to nothing, say yes to everything. Constant physical therapy, obviously. He even improvised exercises like doing a leg press while still in his wheelchair.
Resourceful.
Very. His regimen was pretty cutting edge. Weekly blood work, remember? His hemoglobin started at 2, which is incredibly low. He took peptides, things like PPC 700, AODD, MATC, which are used for tissue repair.
Right.
He spent an hour and a half every day in a hyperbaric chamber. Uses it for oxygen therapy, says it helps with age reversal, lactic acid. He'd even work on his computer in there.
Multitasking recovery.
Totally. Plus red light infrared therapy. He started lifting weights again. Once his testosterone levels got back up, they dropped to 200. Now they're 700, 800. And he used a power plate, for vibration therapy to help numb the nerve endings.
A really comprehensive approach. But what about the mental side? The pain, the medication withdrawal, that must have been brutal.
Brutal is the word. Less than a month after the accident, he cracked a molar. And he used that as an excuse, he said, to just stop taking the OxyContin and fentanyl cold turkey.
Wow, that's intense.
Extremely. He described 3.5 days of just continuous crying, shivering, feeling temperature and gravity in this incredibly intense way. He literally compared it to coming off fucking heroin.
Why push himself like that so soon?
He said he needed his mind back. He needed his wit. The drugs dulled everything, and he felt he couldn't focus properly on the recovery work while he was on them. He had to reclaim his mental clarity.
What drove him through all that? The physical pain, the withdrawal, the endless therapy.
It seems to come down to one core question he kept asking himself. What's the alternative? Meaning, the alternative was unacceptable. He refused to just waddle and limp through life. He refused to be a victim. He felt it would be a disservice to everyone who saved him, a disservice to being brought back if he didn't fully recover.
So failure wasn't an option.
Not in his mind. And this determination also led him to embrace the suffering in a way. He started seeing it as an actual requirement of life, something that builds resilience, allows you to really appreciate things, to feel real love.
That's a powerful shift in perspective.
Yeah.
And it leads us to the transformation in him as a person. How different is he now compared to before the accident?
Radically different by his own account. Before, He acknowledges he was known as this tightly wound Hollywood tough guy.
Yeah, kind of grumpy sometimes.
Yeah, he admitted he often grumbled about his work, didn't always handle fame well. He called himself cranky, cynical, a grubby cat motherfucker. Described his home life as a kind of carnival part nursery, part nightclub.
Okay, so that was then. And now?
Now, he says he's simply a nicer person. He feels he's never been more vulnerable, open, and loving. He actually loves it now when people approach him, not just as the actor, but as Jeremy Renner, the man who survived.
Interesting.
He feels there's this beautiful intimacy and openness that lets people connect with him on a human level, which maybe wasn't there before.
And has this changed how he views his career, his success?
Massively. He says he now has a real issue with fiction. After living through such intense reality, fake stories just don't resonate the same way.
So acting roles have to mean something different now.
Exactly. They have to align with his new life, his new reality. And his daughter, Ava, she's become his absolute #1 priority.
How does that play out?
He chooses jobs based on whether he can be present as a dad. He
Wow.
even travels with his whole family for work now. Like when he filmed Knives Out in Europe, family comes first, work fits around it.
That's a big shift for an actor. And speaking of family, his relationship with his ex-wife seems to have changed too. That was quite public and difficult before.
It was. But now he has joint custody of Ava, and he says he and his ex-wife, Sunny Pacheco, actually get along very well. They're in each other's lives. She even sends him pictures of her new baby.
Really? That's quite a turnaround.
It is. He stresses that their co-parenting dynamic is no one's business, but he shares it quite enthusiastically. It really shows how much he's personally evolved.
All this leads to that incredible statement he makes. No day alive is a bad day. How does someone maintain that after going through hell?
He says he actively chooses it. He cultivates happiness, chooses his perspective, and, crucially, he now has this extreme barometer for what a truly bad day feels like. Everything else pales in comparison.
So it's about perspective.
Yeah, and he believes that positive outlook is contagious. It links back to his view on suffering, too. He sees it as beautiful thing, almost necessary for growth.
And necessary how?
He argues that we live in a world that constantly seeks comfort, avoids hardship, but voluntary suffering, like pushing through that grueling recovery, builds resilience, prevents complacency, and lets you truly appreciate life, appreciate love.
It's a challenging idea, but you see how he got there.
Absolutely.
And this transformation hasn't just stayed personal, it's led to a whole new mission for him, right? The Renovation Foundation.
Yes. This seems to be his primary focus now. He says his goal is to give back and help in any way I can. He even calls it way more fulfilling than anything else I've done, outside bringing up my own child.
More fulfilling than acting.
That's what he says. He feels this is part of why he was brought back from the accident. It gave him this new purpose.
Where did the idea for the foundation come from?
It actually grew out of his Disney Plus show, Renovations. You know, the one where he took old vehicles and repurposed them for community?
Oh yeah, like turning a truck into a water treatment plant.
Exactly, or a bus into a mobile dance studio. He took that concept and built the foundation around it.
And who does the foundation primarily help?
It focuses on supporting at-risk children and kids in foster care. There's a personal connection too. His sister works for Child Protective Services and helps run the foundation. And Renner himself had been quietly involved with helping foster youth for years before this.
How does he connect with these kids? Does being Hawkeye help?
Definitely. He leverages that Marvel superhero persona to reach them, create special experiences, like bringing a recording studio bus to a camp so they could access instruments. Yeah, and he tries to reframe their experience. Instead of them carrying belongings in trash bags, he calls them travelers and gives them journals, calling them passports, trying to empower them.
That's thoughtful. What kind of impact does the foundation have?
It runs camps and programs to build community among foster youth, sometimes even reuniting siblings who've been separated in the system. He's very hands-on, very passionate about it. He sees these kids as the future of our fucking planet.
And from a practical standpoint, for people who might want to support it?
What's really impressive is the efficiency. The foundation operates with incredibly low overhead, somewhere between 8 and 13%. So almost all the money goes directly to helping the kids.
That's remarkable. Okay, so wrapping this up, we've traced this unbelievable journey From the brink of death in the snow.
To a life completely reshaped. It's an amazing testament to human will, isn't it?
Yeah.
And finding unexpected gifts in the darkest of times. That radical shift in perspective.
Yeah, his story really drives home that idea that sometimes the worst things that happen can actually clarify what truly matters.
They illuminate your deepest values, your real priorities, and can lead to this profound sense of gratitude and connection you didn't know was possible.
He really embodies that choice, doesn't he? Choosing perspective, refusing victimhood, actively creating a life where, as he says, even a tough day isn't a bad day anymore.
Exactly. It's quite inspiring.
So as everyone listening reflects on Jeremy Renner's story, here's something to think about. Is there any softness or comfort zone in your own life that, if you maybe voluntarily challenged it, embraced a bit of that constructive struggle? Could it unlock a new level of appreciation, maybe a deeper purpose, or a stronger connection in your own experience, something to chew on?